The following is a presentation of TFNN.
We're going to go to Tom in Colorado, who has been good enough to hold. Tom, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Good morning, Steve.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to hear your voice.
Yeah, you are Mr. Happy, I'll tell you.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, Steve, I've been listening to the station for over a few years now.
Yes.
And I'm a first-time caller to your show. And I'll tell you, I love the way you break down the charts and explain things, your patience with the callers, the way you articulate the Fibonacci's and what have you. I think you do a great job. You're a great addition to this news network.
Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. Really do.
Yeah.
I can change the world. I will be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. Maybe if I could change the world.
Let's go to a Dave in Boston. Hey, Dave, what's happening?
Hey, real quick, Steve, I got to tell you, man, you saved me yesterday because I had covered my short positions when I saw that mini rally, and then they tanked the market, and then I didn't know whether to re-short at the close, and then when I got your video update, you totally gave me a game plan, and boy, did it work out.
Oh, that's great.
Kudos.
That's great.
Kudos, man. You were right on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And even after it came out last night, they reported that they had failed, and then the futures came down.
That's right.
And then they went up again, so,
That's
man,
right.
you were right on that.
Change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. Baby, if I could change the world. Baby, if I could change the world. Baby, if I could change the world.
Let's go to our first caller. Let's go to Susan in Boca Raton. Susan, thanks for calling.
I just have to say one thing. I just recently subscribed to your Mastering Probabilities.
Well, thank you.
You have put so much time and effort in it, and it shows.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the February 5th wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools, well, just simply the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. An inspiration? That's what I need right at this very moment, folks. So let's go take a look at one of our tools. This is a tool I call Questions Are the Answers. Of course, you might be saying, now why did Steve-O say that he needed inspiration? It's because my system has frozen. My system has frozen just moments before we were coming on the air. So this is going to be an interesting first segment here. We'll see if I can get things possibly rebooted here. So let's go take a look at one of our tools, a tool I call Questions Are the Answer. You know, you've heard me often say that questions control our focus. Each of us, each of the people that we come in contact with on a daily basis have a primary question. And if you are in a situation where you need to influence somebody, wouldn't it be helpful to understand their primary question? The truth is, the most important skill that we can master is the skill of influence. And the other truth is that each of us must influence someone each and every day. If you are a one-man, a one-woman army, when it comes to your business, well, guess what? It doesn't matter whether it's trading or it's some other business. You need to learn how to influence yourself. If you're a parent, you need to learn how to influence your children. You get it. Each of us on a continuous basis needs to master the skill of influence. So, in order to master the skill, each of us need to master the art of asking a better question. And questions, they truly are the answer. If you want a better life, you have to ask a better question. Right? Ask and you shall what? Receive. That's right. Ask and you shall receive. Well, guess what? If you ask a lousy question, what does that tell us that we're going to get? We're going to get a lousy answer. So, questions, folks, they are the answer. Of course, my question right now is, why did my system freeze? That is a problem, but I'm going to just simply work through it. Got no choice but to work through it out here, so we'll get her done, as they say. Now, where do I start? So since I don't really have a good data feed here right now, let me take this chart here. Let's switch this to a daily chart. Let me see if I can at least get this going here. Now, this is going to be interesting. And hey, Alberto, boy, I don't even have a clock. I'll just be listening for the music out here. To see where we're at. I've got the ES Mini up here. I've got the daily chart for the ES Mini. Boy, talk about multitasking. This is not so easy to do. If we take a look at yesterday's move, yeah, I know I'm not in the den. If we take a look at yesterday's move out here, a nice little bounce that was taking place. I'm going to try to turn on a tube here and get a feel for where we're at. Futures were relatively flat as my system had crashed. I think we're trading somewhere around 1742, so I'm not exactly sure what the data feed is that I'm getting. But let's just take a look at yesterday. No real reversal yet inside of the market here, inside of the ES Mini. What's called a bull harami. It really is, it has no meaning. It's just, what it is, it's kind of like your button on your remote. It's your pause button. That's what that candle signal is really all about. What we know here is that the sellers are in control. They're in control when we take a look at the daily chart. They are in control when we take a look at a monthly chart. This says here that even on the daily, what you could get a bounce up into about maybe the 1777 level, maybe the 1764 area, but that bounce there would be running right into resistance out here. So that is on the daily chart for the ES Mini. Let's go take a look at the Dow, see if we can pull the Dow up here. As we take a look at the Dow futures out here, again, not exactly sure exactly where they are trading. It could be right around the 15,344. I see a tick here. The problem is the data feed, so the chart seems to move, but that could just be, I don't even we're not going to guess what that is. You can see yesterday as well, we had a bull harami. As far as where could a bounce inside of the Dow, if we were to get a further bounce in the market, you're looking at maybe 15,577-ish. Would be the range, maybe even up to 15,730, and that probably would be the extent of any kind of bounce that we would see inside of the Dow futures out here. Let's go take a look at the NASDAQ futures. We'll take a look at the NQ. Can't tell you where they're trading, but they're trading probably somewhere around the 34, 53-ish range. Another bull harami yesterday. It shows that we've got the sellers are in control. Now, when I say the sellers are in control, I've created a tool. I call it the Rhodes Momentum Indicator. Really helps you to understand who is in control, what you should be doing with your cash, depending on the and your investments, depending on the time frame that you are trading in right now. When you start to see these green signals in my chart here, and we can see the second one. When you see that second one, it is telling you that you have nothing more. And this is the NASDAQ futures that we're looking at, and that's the real strength in the marketplace. What you're seeing here is you are seeing nothing more than sellers are in control. Maybe I should have just made those red and the other ones green. But in this case here, it is what it is. And right now, if we take a look at an area that the last time we saw any kind of bullish support, this is going to be the area that you're going to want to be paying attention to, because on the daily chart for the NASDAQ, we go back to this candle session here. Let me see if I can get my crosshair working. And I apologize that you can't actually follow along with me as we are right now. I'll try to get that fixed during our first breakout here. But as we take a look at the candle session, that's a candle session here from December 18th. That low, that's the last time we saw a bullish engulfing candle. That low out there is 34.15.25. If that low gets taken out, boy, the next time that we see any kind of bullish candlestick formation out here, quite frankly, takes us all the way back into the October 9th time frame out here. So that's going to be a very important, that December 18th area is going to be very important when it comes to the NASDAQ futures out here. I guess since you can't see anything, I can try to multitask a little bit better than this with regard to restarting. Oh, now everything just went blank. I mean, totally blank. Oh, boy. This is a tough thing. Okay, so I'm just going to have to listen here for the music. Now I've just totally lost my screen. That is not a good thing. Oh, boy, I just hit something that was really bad here. How about this when you're on live air? Okay, so let's talk about what it is that you should be doing out here in the market. Number one, if you are in long positions, what I can tell you is that what I have received on my system here when it comes to the weekly chart are absolute sell signals. It's the first time that I've gotten, and this is the type of sell signal that we received back in 2000, back in 2007, back at the lows back at a high in 2011. Remember before the flash crash out there? We got a signal, the same signal before. I got the same signal at the bottom in 2011, and we just got our most recent signal out there. These signals, they don't happen very often. When you get those signals, you need to pay heed to them. That means if you are long, that means that you want to. Look, I'm not telling you to exit the market, but I am telling you, for the many of you that do not use stops, and even if it's on your long-term accounts, go take a look at your long-term accounts. What I would say is go to your highs, go take a look at the high of whatever it is that you're trading, and take some percentage that you're comfortable with regard to taking a loss. You can always get back into a market. What you don't want to be doing is you do not want to be second-guessing when is it that you should get out. There are enough signals out there. In fact, we're so close to the highs right now. You know, the S&P closed yesterday at, 1755, and the highs out there are, about 1850, so you're 100 points away. And we should get a bounce here. We should get a bounce maybe about 40 points. That would be your 0.382 retracement. Maybe it's 60 points out of here. And if we get that kind of a bounce, that really becomes a nice potential to actually go to cash, and forego that maybe 40 points. If the highs get taken out, the December 31st high, the January 18th high, whatever it was inside the S&P 500, in my opinion, that would be the time that you would come back in. There are enough signals out here that say that you really should really be focused on protecting your long-term assets out there. And cash is absolutely a position inside of the marketplace. So those are the things that you absolutely want to do. I want to make sure that from what it is that I'm looking at, and this isn't really my opinion. I'm not trading my opinion. I am trading the trading strategies, that show up on my system, and then I just simply go back and I see if they really are true, tried, and tested, and they have relevance. That's the whole key out there, is being able to go back. And I happened to be on some meetings, on some conference calls yesterday, and these were with professional money managers, and I just simply was on as a listener in a conference call, and the individual on the other end was suggesting to this client that it was a good thing to stay invested, that there is no way to time a market. We know that is absolutely not correct out there, and that the best thing to do, and they were actually saying, and the proof of the pudding was that, look, you rode the market down from the 2007 highs. It took a 45% or whatever the decline was, and I think the quote was, and 28 months later, you were back to break even out there. How's that, folks? How's that? Amazing. Anyways, I'm going to try to reboot my system when we get back from this next break. Hopefully I'll be up and running. 877-927-6648.
Says you can't take it with you. TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. with the launch of TigerTV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 15 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. My apologies here. My system is still rebooting, and I'm trying to get things set up, but we're going to go ahead and wing it. We're going to take the tools that we've got and try to just simply make this happen here. So, you know, what I'm going to do while my system is rebooting, while I'm truly multitasking here, is let me talk about something that, with regard to the market, that I'm truly impassioned about. And that certainly is a technical analysis. I think it is the most fundamental aspect of stock trading. Now, I believe I have the credentials to be able to say that to you, because by trade, I'm a bean counter. So I'm a fundamentalist with regard to, being able to tear apart a financial statement, put together a projection, spreadsheets, and I've got my own thoughts on spreadsheet analysis, if you will, out there. So I understand the fundamentals of a business, and was a fundamental trader, period. Lock, stock, and barrel, until I ran across the path of Tom O'Brien out there. And then I learned, because, it's kind of like, I think I heard Rick Santelli on at one point in time, I think his little commercial out there, and he said that he thought the market was the greatest Rubik's Cube out there, and trying to put that together. And, and it's true. Now, the cool thing about that analogy is that if you've ever watched somebody as far as a Rubik's Cube, there's actually a formula to solve it. Perhaps like yourself, perhaps like me out there, you tried playing with the Rubik's Cube and getting all those colors to line up, and you just simply couldn't do it. You got frustrated, you put it down. And when you first start with technical analysis, and you say, where is it that you're going to start? It is like a Rubik's Cube. You start to dabble into it, and things, you can't get all those colors to line up. But eventually you can if you just stick with it. And so technical analysis, and people that say that you can't time markets, or that the markets aren't really communicating to you, it's all BS. It's all before Steve. There's no question about it in my mind out there. Of course, it's BT, it's before Tom, it's BL, it's before Larry, it's BD, it's before Dave out there, and it's before you as well. So I want you to, if you're trying to determine where is it, if you're just, you're listening to TFNN, you're trying to figure out where things are going, and if you've got any kind of passion at all when it comes to when it comes to learning the stock markets out there, what I would encourage you to do is, you can do like myself. You can just simply start with books, and simply take a look at the hosts that we've got out there. There's great books there. You can immerse yourself. I always find that immersion is really if you've got an interest in something, the best way to truly do it is to immerse yourself. And the best way to immerse yourself is to get into because we learn both by sight and by sound and by listening out here. Most of us learn by sight out there. And that's where you want to go ahead and take advantage of different workshops, whether they're workshops that Basil's put together, or Tom has put together, or Larry, or myself. There's plenty of workshops out there, and the benefit of the workshops is that what you're getting is you're getting the background and the knowledge of each of us, and what we're doing is we're compressing decades into days. So the difference between paying $20 for a book or $100 for a book versus $600 for a workshop is you could go through series and series of books. Of course, books don't really teach you how to trade. You've got to actually do that on your own and get your own experience out there. And what happens when you go to these different workshops or attend these workshops, we archive them on your members page for 30 days or so out there. And what they really allow you to do is they really allow us to be able to take you through what it is that you truly need to know. Get through all of the gibberish that might be in books. Now, one of those elements when it comes to trading and investing is simply money management. And that is certainly an element that I am totally impassioned about. And we can talk about that a little bit more after we get back from this break, unless I can get things totally up and running here. 877-927-6648. Thanks so much for sticking with me, folks. I'll be back shortly.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
With over 3 decades of trading experience, Andy Hecht brings a tremendous amount of knowledge and expertise to each weekly issue of his newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report. The Technomental Commodity Report gives you Andy's unique technomental analysis of the commodities market, a combination of technicals and fundamental analysis which he has developed and perfected over his many years of trading. The Technomental Commodity Report is only $49 a month, and right now you can get a full month-long trial subscription while paying absolutely nothing. See for yourself the kind of weekly report Andy delivers to his subscribers every Thursday morning. You'll receive specific stock, ETF, and option trades based on Andy's analysis, so no futures account is required. For all the details and to start your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, visit TFNN.com today. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
We're off to the races. We got the Dow down 21 points, trade out at 15,423. S&P off 5 points, trading at 1750. Composite down 12 points, trade out at 4,018. Russell off 4.5 points, trading out at 1098. Apple down 40 cents. Microsoft up 2 ticks. Google up $5.22 right now. Leading the charge to the upside, ticker symbol DATA. Tableau Software up $9.80. That's up 12%. Google's up $5 right now, up 0.4% out here. You've got Ralph Lauren. I believe they were out with numbers here before the bell. RL is the ticker symbol. Generated $237 million in net income versus $216 from the prior year. Revenues look like they beat looks like they're guiding a bit higher out here. They've also authorized a $500 million stock repurchase program. All of that leading to higher prices this morning. Splunk is not splunking. It's up 3.5%. It's up $2.60. Myriad Genetics, MYGN is the ticker symbol. That's up 10% this morning here. Level 3 communications up 7%. LVLT, wonder if they were out with numbers here. Looks like they have reported net income of $14 million versus a loss of $56 million from the prior quarter out there. Revenue is about on par with last year, so maybe they had some kind of unusual transaction hit their books. 3D Systems, Triple D out here. Oh my goodness, they are truly the leader in the clubhouse to the downside. Trading down 23% this morning, getting shellacked. I'm going to assume with volume. We'll go check that out here momentarily. They expect, let's see, I don't care what they expect. I want to see what they actually did out here. If I can locate that. I don't see what their numbers were, but, man, they are getting shellacked. You got the Stratasys, SSYS, following just behind them. They're off $12, only down 11% out here. Wynn Resorts off 3%, down $7 and change. Hain Celestial Group, Hain, it is down 10%, trading down $8 and change. C.H. Robinson Worldwide, CHRW down 10%. Buffalo Wild Wings down 4.5% out there. X1 joining in on the move down. It's now trading at $40. That is off 10% here. Let's go check in on some of the. Well, let me see what I've got here now that I'm sort of back up and running. Oh, man, it's only sort of. What a bummer. What a bummer. This is a long segment, too, out here. Well, it looks like I can't go see the charts. Let me try getting this other charting system up. Man, I don't know what the issue is out here. My apologies for this morning, folks. It normally doesn't work like this, so I don't know what the issue is, and what a bummer. So the only thing I did between yesterday and today was I installed a new version of TurboTax out here, just to start getting caught up on the 2013 tax returns. So what a bummer. What a bummer. In any event here, so I can't go look at charts, although I'm going to try to put up my secondary. I don't call it secondary. I've got really two primary charting services that I use. Two great charting services that I use out here, especially if you're intraday or you trade futures or what have you. One being Ensign Windows. Out here, I can tell you just a fabulous charting tool, fabulous set of charting packages out there. Now, I'm a little bit like an old horse from the standpoint that I don't care much for changing. Once you've learned something, trying to change over is kind of like the first spreadsheet. I learned spreadsheeting with, I think it was VisiCalc or something like that, or was something before VisiCalc, and then VisiCalc came around, and it took me a little while even to go ahead and switch over to switch over to Lotus. Well, it wasn't Lotus, right? What's it called? Excel now. Excel out there. And in any event, so I think I'm just mumbling, and that's not helping you a whole lot. But there's another charting tool that I use, charting package that I use, and that is the package from Ninja Trader out there. And in Ninja Trader, now the benefit of Ninja Trader is that it's very easy. It's much easier for me to write specific tools and applications because it's an open programming language. It's written in C++, and so you can develop your own trading strategies, and to me that's really what it's all about, is being able to me it's all about strategies. All these different things that we use here at TFNN, we're using technical patterns, technicians, right? Those are what I consider to be tactics, and now you have to have tactics in anything it is that you do. Being a tactician is very important, right? How could you sail a boat without being a tactician? But tacticians never win the race. Take a look at the America's Cup out there. Right, you have great tacticians in both cases. This year was New Zealand versus the United States out there. And when we take a look at that, and the U.S. had to come back and win, 8 in a row, something like that, truly with their backs up against the wall. And they did it not because they were able to, in my opinion, this is Steve-O's opinion, they were able to do it, but how else can we learn from life? They were able to do it not because of being such great tacticians, but it truly was their strategies. And it is all about a strategy. Larry has Mark Douglas on from time to time, and Mark helps Mark's written some great books out there. If you don't have his books, you really should get those books. I also suggest Larry's book on trading psychology out there as well. And the reason is because you've got to truly get your head straight out here. You've truly got to be able to get your head straight. Now, I think, tell me if we're in the den. Somebody see my chart out here? I'm hoping that the answer is yes. This happens to be, it's a 30-minute chart here for the NASDAQ future, so we'll just kind of muddle through all this. So I'm hoping that is in the den out here right now. Yep. Okay. Great. All right. So we've got at least a starting point. Now, the reason that I'm using this software is because I can take my strategies, have them programmed. You see, when Mark Douglas or anybody talk about the psychology of trading, the psychology of trading is this. Whenever I have done live workshop, I've asked this question here. And we're going to do it right now. The market has been moving down. It's been moving down substantially. And now I think you almost have all of the hosts at TFNN through all their different systems identifying that we ought to expect another leg down. And all of us are just trying to really figure out where is it that should occur. Now, that meaning that each of us are looking for some kind of a bounce. So let's say we get that nice bounce. Let's say we get that nice 61% bounce. And the S&P, folks, that's about 60 points. Now, ahead of time, we're going to go ahead and design the program. We're going to say this is what our expectation is. You can write it down on a pad of paper. And I can guarantee you that if price gets up to that level, that the issue that you have to deal with, okay, is not the tactic, but the tactic ahead of time, using retracements or whatever other pattern you might have come up with, told you what to be looking for. It's the strategy on whether or not you're able to go ahead and pull that trigger there. Because what are you going to do when the market's moving up? Is all of a sudden what's going to run across your mind, hey, maybe the market's ready to continue to run to the highs? And the answer it might be out there. But if you trade different patterns, and you know what the system expectancy of what you trade is, if you know what that is, then you do not have to worry about system psychology. There is only one way that I know of to overcome the psychology when it comes to trading, and that means you must know your system expectancy. I saw earlier, I didn't get a chance to see the actual interview, I saw that Z in the Den had posted something, Basil was looking at something from Tom DeMark out there. And what I was trying to do when my system actually died was I'd gotten some emails from some listeners asking me if I could show the analog chart that Tom DeMark has shown. The analog chart, meaning he's gone back and he said that if you go take a look at the charts from the 1929 time frame and you overlay them on today, that it's following almost day for day. Well, I found out that that's really not the case out there. But the only thing that I heard, I tried to listen to the audio out there. There was a question that was asked, smart question. I don't remember if it was Steve Leisman or whoever asked the question out there. And the question was, what is your probability of success in using your indicators? Now, here's a guy, okay, here's what I found to be just absolute BS before Steve. Here's a guy that has committed his life to technical analysis. He originally developed his systems for Paul Tudor Jones. So if you want to read about it, because I've tried actually programming some of his systems out there, because he's got the information in books and so forth. But he was asked the question about the probability of his system and the success rate. If I follow your system, what are the results? And he absolutely backed away from that. And I can't, for the life of me, I can't understand that. He has to know what his system expectancy is. If you don't know what your system expectancy is, you can't trade it. How can you, in fact, expect others to trade it out there? In fact, I will tell you that Paul Tudor Jones, because Tom DeMark worked for him, I'm not trashing Tom DeMark or anything. I just like to know what the answer to that question is out there, and he ought to know, and you ought to know, and that's really the whole point of this, is that you need to know what your system expectancy is of what you've traded. For example, I can tell you what the system expectancy is of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator since we began trading it back in. I developed a system and from a strategy standpoint began trading it back on August 8th, 2013. And so I can tell you, for all of my newsletter subscribers, I can tell you exactly what that system expectancy is. Now, I don't mean to be jumping around here, but some of it is I'm trying to deal with, with systems that I'm slowly getting up and running. And as soon as I get my spreadsheet up, I'll tell you exactly what that number is out there with regard to the system expectancy. But the whole point is that the only way to actually overcome the emotional side of trading is to have a strategy. It is to be able to take your tactics, whether that's Tom DeMarco, TD system, whatever it is out there, and take every pattern that sets up that you're able to identify, take those patterns and trade them. And if you do that, what you're going to do is you're going to be able to put together results that will, and I teach you about system expectancy, and I teach you through a 90-minute workshop. If you've never signed up for my newsletter service, go do it. It comes with a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. That means in 29 days, go ahead and cancel it or what have you, but it comes with that 90-minute workshop that teaches you how to put together your system expectancy out there, and that is truly the key. So let me see if I can actually find it here right now. So here we go. I've got it. So since August 8th, I believe was the day August 8th when I actually began, we have placed inside the newsletter. We've placed 52 trades. So out of those 52 trades, 35 of those have been winners. 16 have been losing trades where we lost 1% or less. In fact, the actual loss because of adjusting stops has been 0.54. And so 16 losing trades. So, I mean, 67% of them have been winning trades, 31% have been losing trades, and 2%, meaning that I had one trade, in this case here, 1 out of 52, where we lost more than our risk. We lost more than 1% of the risk. So since that time period, the actual results have been a 17% profit if you took every single one of those trades. That's how confident I am in being able to utilize the Rhodes Momentum Indicator to be able to take those trades. Now, the reality is that you need to get 75 to 100 trades before your system expectancy really becomes solid. Now, the beauty of that is that each time you get one of those signals, you then need to be able to fire away at it. And that is really the entire secret. The entire secret to trading out there is to be a strategist. Strategists will always slay the tacticians. I want to be able to teach you the tactical aspects. We're looking at I'm going to put up the 120-minute chart out here. This happens to be a 30-minute time frame, so give me a moment here to change over to a 120. Well, I'm going to try to do that. This is not behaving the way that it should out here. And in fact, if I can't really get it to because we've got such great support here. If I can't actually get this to work smoothly within the next 13 minutes, I think Basil is ready to step in and do a 2-hour gig today. Or if he's not, I'm actually sending the message out there to ask him to do that for me, because I'm gonna and that's if I really can't get this thing up and running, because you guys deserve a better show than the one that I'm able to give to you. But in any event here, or just simply because technically, I'm having a little bit of an issue here. Right now, we're taking a look at the NASDAQ futures. They're trading out at, looks like 34.44 out here as we speak. And from the Rhodes Momentum Indicator strategy out here, so we're looking at a 120-minute chart here. Even though we saw a bit of a bounce yesterday, we have not seen a change in trend. We have not seen a change in trend inside of what is the strongest futures contract, the strongest index inside of the market out here. And in order to do that, the very first thing, yesterday when we were on the air, I gave you a number. I gave you a number inside of the NASDAQ futures, and that was based on this candle right here. It's got labeled with this little D for downtrend. It tells us that the sellers are in control during that session out here. And I said you needed to get at least a close above 34.6750. in order to be able to consider taking a long position. That's really what we got at this bar right here. And let me see if I get my crosshairs going out here. And that was exactly what occurred here at 12 noon yesterday. But remember, folks, the key here on every session is to, when you get a signal, my opinion, if there's one thing that will save you more money than anything else, it is to wait a second bar. It is to wait for whatever the time frame it is that you're trading. When your system sets up, when you get your signal, wait for one more bar. One more bar, Vasily. I think it was one more ping of Vasily out there. Because you want the market to prove to you that it's trading in the direction that you're taking the trade. In the NASDAQ futures, it did not do that yesterday. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to the Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. This is like the Crimson Tide show here. I do like movies every now and then. I'm thinking of that. If you've never saw the movie Crimson Tide out there, I think that's the name of the movie, isn't it? And I'm thinking of the scene there where what's the guy's name? Voxler, I think is a character's name in there. He's he's this technician. He's trying to get he's trying to be able to connect the board so they can get a feed out there so that they can determine whether or not they need to launch their missiles. And that's what were the actors in there? I apologize. So anyways, I was thinking while I'm trying to get up and running here that, I'm trying to piece this together, so I need to get that going. Anyways, looks like we're up and running, so let's just get to these markets here right now. The Dow is off 42 right now. It's trading out at 15,402. Let's take a look at what was going on in the markets here earlier this morning. After, I don't know whether it was a jobs report or something that was out there, we saw gold and silver and try to take off. He tried to move higher out here right now. Gold is only up $7. Silver up 42 cents. Now, silver here was trying to break out of this consolidation. Boy, just couldn't do it. And, in fact, this was starting to look pretty promising. Now, look, the day is not over out here. But what silver did do is it ran right into resistance. Resistance of what? Resistance of this trend line. It's not been able to break this little trend line. That's the blue trend line here that I'm showing that really is just connecting. It's a short-term trend line, but nonetheless, it is keeping silver in check here. And you can draw this trend line on your system as well. That's coming off of the August 28th high. That was at $25.12. Your next trend line touch point is going to be the October 30th level. That's at 2309. And you can see that silver today pushed up into it, was rejected. It was rejected by that. Maybe it was rejected by the 50-day exponential moving average, but certainly was also, so you got really kind of three areas here of resistance. Now, this is why I'm really watching it very closely here, because really what we do have is three areas of resistance, right? We've got a trend line. We got the 50-day exponential moving average. That's a black squiggly line going across my screen. And we have the consolidation box. We know that silver has been in a consolidation here ever since about November the 19th. It's a $2.30, $2.50 consolidation that says that the next move breakout of this consolidation is either going to be $2.50 or $2.30 higher or lower in the marketplace out here. And until it breaks, you're just in a short term, or you're just in a very tight trading range out here. So if it could break through today, and that's what it was looking like because it was trying to test, if it could break through today and break through three resistance areas, to me, that would be very bullish. Very bullish from the standpoint of making its next move, which in the case of silver is up to the top of the descending price channel. That is the red line going across my screen. Right now, if that were to take place today, and it's not going to take place in one day, that would get you up to about $22 or so. So it's somewhere in the $21.50 to $22 type range, but really it's a $2.50 move. On top of the about the top of the trading range that we're looking at right here is about $20.50. So to the upside, you're looking at about $23. Really would be the move if it can break outside of this range out here. If we take a look at what's going on inside the daily charts for the index futures here, boy, it feels good to be up and running out there. We take a look at it. Yesterday's bounce was an absolute expected bounce. Yes, it was Denzel Washington in the Crimson Tide who was looking for Voxler or Boxler and Gene Hackman to be able to get that board put together. So I needed my Voxler out here this morning, helping me get the system back up and running. But yesterday's bounce inside the market, totally expected out there. That was because we had, I think it was a 13 or 14% one-day rate of change inside of the VIX index, and that gives you a bounce, at least a bounce, within one or two trading sessions out here. That's what we had take place. Hey, folks, for each of you that stuck with me, just send me an address. I'll send you a check. Thanks so much for doing that. Stay tuned, folks. I'll be up next, hopefully with a better live show if you're out to start your day. Have a great Wednesday. Take care now.